Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Tonight we've got some Thursday night action. It's the Stars and Stripes Truck Series with just 2 races left in the playoffs. Who's going to bring home the championship? Josh Robinson currently trails Dylan Grimm by just 5 points. Robinson, quick time in practice. Can he carry it over into qualifying? It's time to find out right now who's going to be the first truck to hit the speedway for qualifying here. The Stars and Stripes, Irish Hills 220 right here in Michigan. Kevin Stein out there onto the speedway. First car to hit the track. We got Zach Dowse as well. The North Anson, Maine native. What kind of speed does Dowse have for us? Well, we mentioned the points race is heated up here between Dylan Grimm and Josh Robinson, but don't count out Scott Rickard. He is just a little bit behind. I believe it is. Ooh, let me find out here. Confirmed 13 points. So Rickard's got some ground to make up if he wants to insert himself into the championship battle, but right now it appears to be a 2-horse race. We're going to see how this one plays out, though. We got a handful of trucks out on the speedway, one of which Scott Rickard in the 05. Rickard's basically going to have to win out and hope for the other two to have some problems in these last 2 races. But we're here at Michigan tonight. Next week, we're going to have our series finale at Chicagoland. Should be a good one. Be sure to tune in for that, folks. We're going to crown a champion next week here. Thursday night, Stars and Stripes Truck Series right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. And we're waiting for our first trucks to cross the line here to set the pace. Dowse going to set the pace, 39.89. Christian Lawson moving into second place with a 43.9. But, folks, let's get some of that patented Hutchinson Motorsports tunes playing in the background. Let's kick back, relax, enjoy this qualifying action before we head into the Irish Hills 220 right here in Michigan. Hutchinson Motorsports TV Thursday night coming up next. Rickard top of the board, 39.70. That's going to put him in the top spot for now. Points leader out on the speedway, Dylan Grimm, the number 23 machine. He has been red hot. He's been the truck to beat every week, it appears, lately. If he keeps it up, he's going to bring home a championship. Let's see what he's got in store for us here tonight. We're on board our points leader, Dylan Grimm. He's going to cross the line his first lap. Quick time, 39.57. Dylan Grimm, nothing new here. Meanwhile, championship hopeful Josh Robinson. He's got 5 points to make up on Grimm. His first lap, he's going to come out of turns 3 and 4 here shortly. Let's see what kind of lap time he's got for us. Oh, he's actually on the back stretch. The Canton, Ohio native had a great regular season, put himself in a great spot. He had the points lead up until last week. Robinson crossing the line. Junk lap. Looks like he's trying to carry momentum into his second lap as he was running the top. Johnny Eckert up into the second spot. 39.65 for Eckert. The Long Island New Yorker putting down a good lap here. The gambling addict Tom Odell, the number 11 machine, inserting himself into the top 5 for now with a 39.70. And he loses it coming off the corner. He's going to have to settle for the 39.70. Final lap around the speedway. Robinson going to cross the line. What's he got for us? The 30 machine of Robinson. Second place, 39.64. So your top 2 in points are in the top 2 spots. But, folks, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to let us know in the chat who you pulling for. Who's going to win this thing? Front row is looking like it's going to be Grimm and Robinson. Nothing new there. Where else can you see Thursday night Stars and Stripes Truck Series action, folks? I'll let you know the answer to that. It's nowhere. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the world's #1 streaming service. Best in the business. 100% confirmed. Factual stat. And it's official, folks. 110 lap main event here coming up next. It's time for your starting lineup here shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your starting lineup for the Irish Hills 220 right here at Michigan, the Stars and Stripes Truck Series. On the pole, your points leader, the number 23, Dylan Grimm. 2 is outside the number 30 machine. It's Josh Robinson. Row number 2 on the inside of the number 90, Johnny Eckert. 2 is outside the 9, Zach Kreitz. Row number 3 on the inside, going to be the 05 of Scott Rickard. 2 is outside, folks. It's the gambling addict, the number 11, Tom Ogle. Starting in the 7th position, the number 29 machine, Courtney Nelson. 2 is outside in the 46, Jason Gratton. Row number 5 on the inside, going to be the number 5 machine of Trey Jackson. 2 is outside the 21, Ross Tatum. Starting in the 11th position in the 51, Tom Wiesa. 2 is outside the 25, Nate Lynch. Starting in the 7th row in the number 19 machine, Kevin Steen. 2 is outside the number 44, Kyle Bowling. Starting the 15th position in the number 3, Christian Lausten. 2 is outside the 87, Jeremy Thompson. And row number 9 on the inside, going to be the number 4 of Aaron Hale, the 54 of Andrew Hess. Then we got Zach Doust, Alex Buffoli, DJ Weeks, Josh Gratton, Mark Schrader, Greg Hammond to round out your field. So 24 trucks taking the call here tonight. Who's going to bring it home? We mentioned earlier your points race is razor thin. Dylan Grimm has just a 5-point lead on Josh Robinson, while Scott Rickard sitting in third about 13 or 14 points back. Let me confirm. 13 points behind your race points leader for Rickard. So it's essentially a two-horse race for this championship unless something happens here tonight. But you never know what can happen. We could get some junk trucks out here. It could be interesting. But we're rolling out on the speedway. Your front row is going to be the 2 chasing for a championship, Grimm and Robinson. 110 laps. Irish Hills 220, Michigan, Thursday night racing. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, folks. Are you ready for some high-stakes racing right here with a championship on the line? 2 races to go. Who's going to get the job done? As the field bunches up, we are just about ready to go green in front of a sold-out crowd here in Michigan. Who's going to bring it home? The pace car is in. Field is ready to roll. Your front row, it's going to be Grimm on the inside, Robinson on the outside. As they enter the Geico restart zone, the fans, they're on their feet, off their seats. Green flag in the air in Michigan. And a solid jump there by both parties, but no help for Robinson on the outside line. They're all going to the inside. The draft is kind of important here in Michigan. So that low line going to absolutely leave the 30 of Robinson. He's going to drop all the way back to 4th. No stages here in the Stars and Stripes Truck Series. It can be start to finish. as Dylan Grimm trying to hold on to the race lead, but here comes the 90 of Eckert. He doesn't care about the points battle. He might throw a slide job here for the race lead. He's unable to clear him. Side by side off of turn 4. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's going to hold the lead here heading into lap number 2? Looks like Dylan Grimm just narrowly. Here comes Rickard inserting himself here in the outside line. So your top 3 in points are sitting in the top 4 spots right now. As Grimm tries to hold on here. Let's drop back here. See who's winning the Hutchinson Motorsports battle for last. What a great battle back here. Greg Hammond duking it out with Mark Schrader. These two racing hard. Let's hop on board with last place truck, Greg Hammond. The number 66 of Greg Hammond. He's trying to duke it out with the number 10 of Schrader. That's Kenny's little brother, Mark Schrader. He's used to running back here. He's won a lot of these awards here this season. The Hutchinson Motorsports Battle for Last. The best battle in the business, folks, right here in last. Hammond looking to the inside. He wants the 10 to get last, but he's going to have to settle for it for now. As we jump back out front, new race leader, it's Scott Rickard in the 05. Slide job to the race lead. Rickard not wasting time. He knows he's got to win. He needs Grimm to junk it too. So if you're Scott Rickard, do you consider just flat out right hooking that 23 into the wall so you can get a shot at the points championship? Let's find out what the 05 of Rickard has up his sleeve. Let's hop on board. Grimm back out to the race lead. Throwing the slide job coming out of the corner. A big run here for Rickard. He's going to get to the back bumper. He's making a move to the inside on the back stretch. We're just here in lap number 4. These guys aren't wasting time. It is go time from the start. Into the corner. Rickard going to take back over the race lead. Slide job coming out of turn 4. Another crossover move. Here comes Grimm. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Rickard going to hold the lead for now. Meanwhile, the gambling addict Tom Ogle sitting in the 5th position. Let's hop on board the number 11 machine of Tom Ogle. Look at these guys racing hard. We're 3 wide briefly. The Wooster, Ohio native. Bumper to bumper with these race leaders. So your top 6 kind of starting to leave the rest of the field just a little bit. And let's drop back a little bit, see what else is going on here. Greg Hammond still holding on to the Hutchinson Motorsports Battle for Last. Congratulations, Greg. The Phoenix native, Greg Hammond, running in last. Well done. Let's hop back on board with our last place truck, Greg Hammond. Look at all those cars in front of him. So we're going to go back out front, see what's going on. Scott Rickard trying to hold on to the race lead, but to the outside is your points leader, Dylan Grimm. He's going to get around him here, heading into turn number 3. Coming out of 4, looking like Grimm going to take back over the race lead here. As it's going to be a drag race to the line. Here comes the 90 of Eckert. Trying to give a push to the 05. Grimm throwing a block on the outside line, trying to maintain the race lead. So your points leader still leading the race here out front. We're on board the race leader, Dylan Grimm, the Hutchinson Motorsports right rear suspension cam. He's trying to hold off the GOAT, Scott Rickard. It's a tall order to do, though, folks. Have you ever tried to hold a GOAT back? It is not easy. Rickard's had some tough breaks here lately. He is long overdue to park it in victory lane. As he started the year red hot, he's getting a run to the outside. The 23 thinking about blocking him. He might stuff him in the wall. Side by side into the corner. Boy, that was a scary moment for Rickard. Grimm thought about junking him, but he thought otherwise. Onto the backstretch. Grimm still out front. He's going to leave a lane for the 05 of Rickard. Side by side down the backstretch, heading into turn 3. Rickard looking to take back his race lead. So we drop back a little bit, see what's going on back here. Josh Gratton running in the 19th position. Let's hop on board, see why this number 8 machine is junked. The Hillsboro, Missourian Josh Gratton. The gas pedal is the long, skinny one on the right side. Josh, get on it. Lap number 9 underway here in Michigan for the Irish Hills 220 right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Folks, if you just tuned in, if you haven't heard, quit wasting your money on junk streaming services, ladies and gentlemen. All you need, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. It's right here. It's free, folks. Can you believe it? It is free. I'm thinking about putting a paywall on this thing because we just got too much content to give it to you for free. But I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to leave it for free for you great fans. Just be sure, click the like button on the video, subscribe to the page. Let us know in the chat how much you love Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the best streaming service in the business. So, meanwhile, the Gambling Addict Tom Ogle sitting strong in the 5th position, holding off the 21 of Ross Tatum. Let's hop on board this 21. I tell you what, Ross Tatum, he's found some serious speed here the last few weeks. Kind of was in a little bit of a cold spell before, but he's been running top 5 consistently here as of late. So Dylan Grimm still holding on to the race lead. Rickard unable to get back to his side. And ladies and gentlemen, the battle for last, nothing's changed. It's still the 66 of Greg Hammond. Let's give him some TV time for running last, folks. The most TV time in the business. All you got to do is come out here and run last in the Hutchinson Motorsports battle for last. Mark Trader starting to get jealous. He says, Greg, I might have to wave you around. That's usually my position back there. As these two still continue to duke it out for dead last here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, best streaming service in the business. So we go back out front. Dylan Grimm, your race leader and your points leader. Tell you what, if Grimm wins it here tonight, it's going to be tough, really tough to beat him next week for the championship. But again, next week going to be our season finale. We're going to crown a champion. Believe we're going to be at Chicagoland. I'm going to confirm real quickly just to make sure. You never know, folks. Sometimes I forget stuff. But, yep, looks like Chicagoland's going to be the Windy City 200 next week right here, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, on a Thursday night. What else would you rather do on a Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen? I don't think there's anything that I'd rather be doing than sitting here watching Hutchinson Motorsports TV right here in the Irish Hills 220. I mean, come on, what more could you ask for? The answer, it's nothing. So as we head into lap number 14 here shortly, let's take a short break, but don't you worry at home, folks. We're going to stay live here. You're not going to miss a lap of action. We're just going to get the Hutchinson Motorsports tunes going in the background. We're going to kick back, relax, grab us an ice cold beverage, get ready for this long one here because we're just about a little over 10% of the way done here at Michigan. As we return back here at Michigan, the Irish Hills 220 still under green flag conditions. Lap number 23 underway. Not much has changed out front. Dylan Grimm still leading this one as Josh Robinson sitting in the second position. Let's hop on board with our second place truck, Josh Robinson, as he tries to run down that 23 of Dylan Grimm. Not much going on there as we drop back through the field. Let's see what else is happening here. Meanwhile, Zach Kreitz, one of the fan favorites. All kinds of Zach Kreitz fans in the Grattans in the chat. Pulling for the Grattans in Kreitz. As a 90 getting loose coming off the corner, he's able to keep her straight. Eckert's going to lose some positions there. Almost junked it coming out of the corner. And back out front here, Rickard currently running the fourth position. He was challenging Grimm for the race lead there for a bit, but is trying to find some pace now, once again, as we head into lap number 25. And we got the gambling addict Tom Ogle sitting in the fifth spot here. Tom's been right there with him the whole race. Hasn't been able to challenge for the lead, but he's holding pace right there with him, as your top five have kind of left the rest of the pack. And looking back here, Greg Hammond still holding on to the Hutchinson Motorsports battle for last. Boy, these two are duking it out here for dead last. Can you believe it? This is some hard racing for last. These two might just junk each other, honestly. I would not be surprised. If I'm Greg Hammond, I might just get to that right rear on the 10, and I might just put him right into the fence. You don't want to finish last. You're here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. It's a big deal. Biggest battle on the track right now, right here for last. So back out front, Dylan Grimm, he is just dominating this race. He doesn't need any draft. He doesn't care. He's just leaving these boys. As the 30 and the 21 trying to work together to get back up to the back bumper of the 23. A big push from the 21 at Tatum. Trying to get the 30 up there. The challenge for the race lead. Let's hop on board here with a third place truck, Ross Tatum. See if he can get back to the back bumper of that 30 machine and keep pushing him up there into the race lead. Robinson about parks it heading in the corner, it looks like. As we're heading into lap number 28 here at Michigan for the Irish Hills 220. Second to last race of the season here. The Stars and Stripes Truck Series. We're going to crown a champion just 1 week from tonight, folks. You're not going to want to miss that one. Be here next week. Going to be at Chicagoland, crowning a champion. Then Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We're going to go on a brief hiatus. Take a little bit of time off here heading into the winter. And we'll let you know when we come back here. We had 4 series going on at once here just about a month ago. They've all been coming to an end. And this is the final one remaining. So nothing changing out front here. Let's drop back a little bit. Meanwhile, Tom Ogle still sitting in the fifth spot. You know what? We might pull old Tom up here shortly. See what he's feeling, what the strategy is on pitting. It's always good to know how much fuel these guys got left and what they're thinking out there onto the speedway. Let's see if we can get him up here. Where's he at? There's the gambling addict, Tom Ogle. Tom, Blake with the booth, you got me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, so how's the truck feeling out there?
Feels pretty good. Getting ready to pass Scott, maybe, so
Yep.
it's loose, but it's controllable loose. Actually, it's a ton of fun. You just got to watch your right rear and worry about fuel.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, how much fuel you got left on you?
8.1 laps.
Oh, so you're getting down there. So is the plan just to stick it out there till the end on the fuel run? Oh,
You're going to get a caution.
Oh, there it is. All right. Well, hey, I'll let you head down and get ready for this caution.
Okay. All right.
All right. Best of luck, Tom. There's Tom Ogle. We just saw him junk each other, folks. Oh, my. That was Dylan Grimm, your points champion. There's no faster pairs here, folks. That is big news for his championship hopes. Oh, man, that is tough for the 23. He's gonna be in the back now, folks. Hang on. Let's get a little better view here. The Hutchinson Motorsports chopper cam. Now look at this. Dylan Grimm, your race leader out front. Then the 21 of Ross Tatum goes underneath him, and now let's play it from here. Oh, Grimm just comes down. Yeah, Grimm comes down and just right hooks, junks him into the wall. That's unfortunate. Oh, Tatum not happy. Tatum smokes him under caution. We got some fireworks, folks. Oh, my. Ross Tatum absolutely annihilates him after, and then he tows it. So Dylan Grimm, he's going to try to get the truck rolling and fixed up to try and limp his way to the finish. But, folks, that might have just cost him the championship. He'll be looking probably at a last-place finish here, folks, or close to it. That is great news for Robinson and great news for Rickard as well, but especially Robinson. So here comes the field down pit road, folks. Can you believe it? Your points leader just junked it. Unbelievable. All he had to do is keep it clean, finish the race essentially. But hey, that's racing, folks. Nothing is ever a guarantee here. As our racers come down pit road, let's see who wins the battle off pit road here. Switch it up to the Hutchinson Motorsports pit lane cam. This camera sucks, but we're going to use it anyways. So Robinson comes in as your race leader, effectively going to be your points leader as of now. So coming into the race, he was about, I want to say 8 points ahead of Rickard or so. Let me confirm once again. Yeah, he was 8 points ahead of Rickard. Robinson going to win the race off of pit road. Rickard in the second. That is big news for this number 30 machine, folks, because it looked like Dylan Grimm was probably going to either win this thing or run second. Heading into the final week, now he's going to be in a points deficit after that big wreck. That's going to cost him about 18 positions probably. Jumping on the pit road. See how this number 23 is looking. Looking like a lot of junk to me. That's unfortunate. And bad news for Ross Tatum. He towed it. He's done for the night. So here's your standings. You know what? Let's do a quick little in-race interview. Josh Blake in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Blocky, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good. Now, how about that? Dylan Grimm just junked it, and that's going to essentially give you back your points lead if you can keep this thing clean.
Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it appeared that Grimm just kind of came down on him when he wasn't clear, and unfortunately, they both got junked. So, hey, how's the truck feeling, though?
It's really fun to drive. I think those guys are maybe trying a little bit of side drafting because we were all doing it throughout the entire race, and they must have just got a little bit too close. But you're kind of driving the truck off the right rear, coming out of the corner, which is a ton of fun. What do we got? 70-ish laps to go. This should be some really good pack racing for you on the broadcast.
Yeah, and hey, it looks like the fuel mileage, you probably got, what, about 35 laps or so?
Yeah, we can do about 38 laps, so that's going to definitely make it not a fuel mileage race. We were really, really, really tight on making it in 2 stops, so that should, where we got that caution, that should take that out of the equation now.
All right, well, hey, best of luck. We'll send you back down, and good luck for the rest of this race.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too. There's Josh Robinson, the number 30. He is your race leader, and he's going to be your points leader for now. But now, instead of racing the 23, he's racing that 05 right there. It's the GOAT, Scott Rickard. Rickard trying to make up some ground. You know, if you're Scott Rickard, you got to be thinking in the back of your mind, do I right hook this number 30, stick him into the fence, and take over the points lead coming into the finale next week? That'd be interesting to see, folks, wouldn't it? Let us know in the chat. If I'm Scott Ricker, that's what I'm doing on the start. I'm coming straight down. I'm right hooking that 30 into the fence, and I'm winning the points championship. But the pace car is in. The field is set. These fans, they're on their feet. They're out their seats. Green flag in the air back in Michigan. Lap number 34 underway here tonight. A good jump there for Robinson. He's going to jump out front here and hold the pace for the front of the pack. Folks, Dylan Grimm still on pit road. Not sure if he's going to be able to get that number 23 back out there. He's still working on it. He might try and get it back out there in case there's a wreck. Maybe get back around some boys, but that's unfortunate. Right now sitting in the 21st position, so he's going to lose essentially 20 points. That's kind of gonna bury him in the points race, honestly, unless there's a wreck next week or something. But you never know. It could happen, as we just saw here. As they're racing hard up front here, they're going 3 wide in the middle of the pack here. Let's see what's going on. Kyle Bolin in the 44 machine, currently running in the 6th position. Let's hop on board with the 44 of Kyle Bolin. Looking to take it 3 wide. The 05 getting loose. A terrible start for the 05. The 11 of Ogle giving the 30 a big push down the backstretch. Ogle looking to throw a slide job into the 2nd position and cover up on Rickard. Not going to be able to clear him yet. And folks, here comes the 46 out of nowhere. Jason Gratton's inserting himself into this race. Look at that big push by Ogle there on the front stretch. Let's hop on board the 46 of Jason Gratton. A good pit stop by Gratton and a great start. He's put himself back in the top 5. And folks, here comes Kyle Bolin out of nowhere. He's passing everybody. This 44 is hooked up right now. Looks like he's linked up with the 3 of Losh, and they have worked themselves into the front. He's your Hutchinson Motorsports hard charger. He's gained 10 spots already. Started in 14th. Here he is in 4th. See how hard these guys continue the race, as there's still about 80 laps left or so. 70 to 80. See if they're going to take it easy or they're still going to keep duking it out. Meanwhile, new race leader out front. It's the gambling addict, Tom Ogle to the front. How about it with the Bowling Green number 11 machine, Tom Ogle. Let's hop up to the Hutchinson Motorsports blimp, the most beautiful view in the business. Folks, I tell you what, every single time I see this view, I just get the goosebumps from head to toe. It is incredible, the things we do here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. And they're 3 wide on the front stretch here. That's about a battle for 11th or 12th. Let's stay tuned right here, see if these guys end up junking each other. Let's hop on board with Nate Lynch, see what he's seeing out his front windshield. Currently Lynch running in the 9th position. Not much going on right there. Just some side-by-side action as we jump back out front here. Tom Ogle still your race leader. And folks, Josh Robinson, he's dropped back to 4th. Again, Rickard wants to distance himself as much as he can from that 30 machine. He was 8 points behind him heading into this race. And right now he's got 2 spots on him. It appears Grimm's got that lump of junk rolling, so he's out onto the track logging some laps. Tell you what, this thing looks like absolute junk. Let's take a look here, folks. Hang on. Look at this lump of junk. Unbelievable. Is this thing even holding minimum speed? Let's pull up the dashboard. 146 mile an hour. Let's see how fast he gets this POS up to. Let's hop on board with his junk car here. Was your points leader? Not anymore. He can bury that hope. This thing is slow, folks. 147 mile an hour. That's all he's got. 148. So we're going to give him 148. That's as quick as he can go. Out front, Tom Ogle, your race leader. He's running 184. So about a 40 mile an hour difference here between that junk 23 and the rest of the field. So he's just hoping for some wrecks. Maybe he can pass a few cars. But we heard from our racers, looks like our pit window is about 38 laps or so. We took the green around lap 35. So that's going to make pit window around 95-ish. We're gonna, I say these guys are probably going to want to pit between about 92 and 102. Somewhere within those 10 laps, you're probably going to see the whole field pit unless we get a caution. So meanwhile, Scott Rickard still holding on to the second position, trying to find his way around that number 11 of Tom Ogle. Right now, Robinson would be your points leader by about 6 points if this race would end right now. If you're Robinson, you just want to keep this truck clean, don't want to be involved in any wrecks, and you'll be in a good spot next week at Chicagoland. But boy, what a heartbreaking turn of events there for Dylan Grimm. I tell you what, a lot of people say, why not just take it easy there, give the guy the spot? But when you're Dylan Grimm, you're running up front every week for race wins. It's a mentality thing. You're trying to win this race. You don't want to give up the spot to anybody. And unfortunately there, sometimes that comes back to bite you. Now he's running. Look at this junk truck. Look at that. That's what happens, folks. Looks like he's running a crate motor out here. This thing is junk. Say it with me, folks. Junk. J-U-N-K. 23, Dylan Grimm. Xfinity Mobile. Air Jordan machine. It's slow. But I'll tell you, he's not slow. It's your race leader, Tom Ogle, out front, the number 11 machine, the Wooster, Ohio native, the gambling addict. He's leading this thing here in the lap number 44. But the GOAT, Scott Rickard, going to work. He knows he's due for a race win. It's been a while. And we drop back through the field, see what else is going on. Let's check out this Hutchinson Motorsports battle for last. Well, I tell you what happened to this number 90 of Johnny Eckert? This thing's a piece of junk. Look at this slow truck. I think the wheelman just forgot what he was doing. He was running out front earlier. Now he's back there running for last. Side by side with Mark Schrader. The Long Island New Yorker, absolute junk. Number 90, Johnny Eckert. Throwing a slide job for last. There you go. That's what we like seeing, folks. You don't want to be running in last. It's time to throw dirty slide jobs. That's what we're talking about. But how about this man right here, the 66 of Hammond? He has picked it up here. He's passed a few trucks even. Can you believe it? I can't. Check the right rear suspension cam. On the Kauai Coffee, number 66 machine, Greg Hammond. Boy, Hammond was running last most of this race. Now he's giving that to Mark Schrader, who's rightfully earned that spot most weeks. Let's hop on board this number 10, Mark Schrader out of Glen Allen. He's winning the Hutchinson Motorsports battle for last. Can he keep it? Mark Schrader duking it out back there. Oh, looks like Hammond thinking about junking the 90 of Eckert. He was running up front earlier on. Now he's slow and he's junked. Mark Schrader is sliding through the corner. How about that? These guys are racing hard up here in the middle of the pack. Let's jump up a little bit, see what's going on. These guys looking to junk one another. We'll keep our eyes tuned right here. The 8 of Grattan, he's not giving an inch to these guys. Folks, this is a battle for about 10th or so between about 6 trucks. Nobody wanting to give up one of the spots. So Kreitz, he's door to door with the 5 of Jackson. Let's hop on board with the, we'll go with the 87 here. Jeremy Thompson. See what he's saying out his front windshield as we head in lap number 48 into the Irish Hills 220 right here in Michigan Hutchinson Motorsports TV Thursday night racing. Best streaming service in the business, folks. It's the GOAT, Blake Hutchinson, on the call here. What an exciting race so far. These guys racing hard every single lap. And we go back out front. Tom Ogle using that clean air to his advantage. Looks like the top 6 or so, they're all about single file. How about Nate Lynch working himself up to the 7th position here? Slicing and dicing his way through the field. And how about it? Nate Lynch finally got rid of the Black Rifle Coffee Company off of his truck. I am so thankful. But I tell you what, that's the worst coffee in the business. Now he's got some new sponsors. Let's check them out, folks. Full Send Racing, McDonald's on board with that 25. Let's see what else he's got here, folks. The Red Customs number 25 machine. Rumor is Nate Lynch got sick of terrible coffee. The deal was through the whole season with the Black Rifle Coffee Company, but Nate Lynch could not handle it anymore. And they weren't happy. They saw Nate walking around with a cup of Folgers coffee, so they weren't happy. Nate Lynch wasn't happy with the product, so he ended up just taking them off the truck. There is a pending lawsuit. They are not happy because they paid for the full season. Nate Lynch did not refund them at all. Just took the money and ran, and then he got another sponsor. So he's double dipping right now. Unbelievable that he's doing that, folks. But hey, this is some hard-nosed stuff here. Racing ain't cheap. Nate Lynch trying to make some money out here. Well done, Nate. So we head back out front. Tom Ogle, still your race leader. The GOAT, Scott Rickards, still trying to go to work on him. How can he get around that 11 of Ogle? I'll tell you how he can do it, folks. You use that front bumper. That's how you get around him. So we still got a while to go before our next group of pit stops. So let's take a short break here again, though, folks. Don't you worry. You're not going to miss a lap of green flag action. We're going to play some Hutchinson Motorsports tunes. We're going to grab an ice cold beverage, kick back, and relax. We got a long way to go on this one. Still about 58 laps left to go here. Hutchinson Motorsports TV Thursday Night Racing. It's the Irish Hills 220. As we return back here to the Irish Hills 220 in Michigan, heading into lap number 60 shortly. Tom Ogle still your race here out front, holding off the GOAT, Scott Rickard. We are finally over halfway done here tonight, folks. We have only had one caution, but it involved your points leader. It's going to cost him quite a bit as Dylan Grimm going to bring home a 21st place finish most likely. So let's drop in the back. Check out this Hutchinson Motorsports battle for last. Here he is, folks, Mark Schrader, trying to bring it home. The Hutchinson Motorsports battle for last in the lap number 60, the number 10 machine. Mark Schrader out of Glen Allen. Let's hop on board. Greg Hammond right in front of him. Johnny Ecker right in front of him. This number 90 truck just fell off a cliff during this race, folks. He was bad fast in qualifying, but I tell you what, this race setup is junk here tonight. Meanwhile, up front here, Christian Lawson running into the 6th position. Trying to hold off the 19 of Stein. When Clean Air has been dominant here, it appears. Not much passing for the lead ever since the first 10 laps or so. In the points race, Ogle was 40 points behind your race leader coming into this one, so that wreck's not really going to help him out much. Now, if Robinson wrecks as well, honestly, Robinson and Rickard would need to wreck because Tatum did wreck. So that's going to move Ogle up into the 4th position in points. Honestly, even if they all did wreck, Grimm would still be about 20 points ahead of Ogle. So his championship hopes are basically done. But I'm sure he'd still love to win it here in Michigan. The Irish Hills 220, the gambling addict out front, Tom Ogle. He wants his purse money because that would be some extra gambling money for him. Rumor is he's been in a cold spell lately in his bets. Hadn't won one in a while. Just been taking loss after loss. That's usually how it is when you're a gambling addict, folks. You might have some high ups, but you're going to have some low downs. And Tom Ogle really needs this winning purse here tonight. Meanwhile, Jason Gratton still running strong here, sitting in the 4th position. Then we got our points leader, Josh Robinson, in the 5th spot. Not much else going on through the field here. Battle for last. Oh, Zach Kreitz must have had some problems here. He's dropped all the way back to 20th. Not sure what happened to this number 9 machine. Let's go back a little bit. Trying to see why he dropped back so quickly here. Not sure. Must have some damage or something. He just dropped like a rock. But going back live here, Tom Ogle still out front, holding off that 05 of Rickard into lap number 65 here tonight. Again, these guys are going to be able to make it around lap 100 or so on fuel, I'm thinking. Hell, I don't know. I could be off. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Trying to think. They have 38 laps. Oh, hell, they can't make it to 100. No clue what we're talking about here. So let's see. If they can go 38 laps, they can need to go 110. So they're going to need to get to lap 75-ish. Somewhere around there. I don't know. I'd say the early 70s. You're probably looking at the pit window. So probably here in the next 5 to 10 laps. We know clean air is important, so a strong pit stop is going to be crucial if you want to bring home this win here tonight. So looking through the field here, let's see what else is going on. Kyle Bolin still running in the 3rd spot. Then we got Jason Grattan 4th. Lawson in 7th. Your Hutchinson Motorsports Hard Charger currently, well, DJ Weeks, he's gained 11 spots, but so has Kyle Bolin. He's also gained 11 spots. Mostly single file through the front here as the 30 of Robinson. He's going to lose a spot to Stein. That's going to drop him back to 6th. Rickard loves seeing that. Robinson loses many more spots. Folks, next week we might have a pretty close battle for the championship between Rickard and Robinson, unless Robinson can gain some spots back. It's coming into this race. About 8 points separated the two. It appears Rickard's looking to gain about 4 right now. Oh, speaking of pit stops, race leader Tom Ogle on the pit road. He pits early. I think that's the right call. You pit early and you basically lock yourself into the top spot after the pit stop. That's a good call by Ogle. I'm sure he came down pit road as early as he could to make it on fuel. Seems a little early to me, though. That's going to be about 40 laps. But I'm sure he knows what he's looking at here on mileage-wise. So Ogle down on pit road. Rickard, your race leader. The only problem, Ogle needs to hope he's got some help here. The draft does definitely help a little bit here. So if he's out there running on his own, he's going to lose some ground. And looks like he's not going to have much help unless he can get out with this pack. So there's Ogle going to stay on the lead lap. Just barely. So here comes the race leaders right on the back bumper. Your former leader, Tom Ogle. So we're going to see how this cycle plays out. Here comes a group of them. That's a good call by Rickard. He's got a handful of trucks with him to help with that draft. So we're going to see how this plays out right here. Meanwhile, Tom Ogle still not really having some help. Let's see his last lap around the speedway. Let's check it out here. We'll have to see it next time around. So that's going to make Jason Grattan your race leader right now. The Pittsfield, Illinois, and Jason Grattan out front in the number 46 machine. Second place currently Josh Robinson. He's looking to recover on this last stop. Wants to gain some spots back. Here come your race leaders right now. So that's your top 6 coming down pit road. So that's everybody. Everybody has come down pit road. Well, Kreitz, I'm not sure if he has. Let's check the Hutchinson Motorsports pit strategy board. Yeah, Kreitz has not pit, so he is your race leader now. Not sure what happened to this truck. He must have some damage or something. But it looks like Ogle's going to cycle that back out into the race lead. And he's going to have a bit of a gap. So I think pitting early was the right call. Unfortunately, though, he's still got no help. Let's see how big of a gap, though, he's got. Let's see, Rickard and a little over 2 seconds of a gap. But they're kind of spaced out as well, so still got a long way to go here. About 38 laps left. Can Ogle hold on? Kreitz coming down pit road himself. So Ogle cycles back out to the race lead officially. Let's see how big of a difference this pack makes here. So Ogle's last lap around 39.90. That's not much slower. His best lap is 39.63. But I don't know. That's 2 to 3 tenths of a second. And then we got Rickard right here. He's not really connected with anybody, so he's essentially running himself too. He needs Trey Jackson to get up to his back bumper. But I believe Trey Jackson... No, never mind. Yeah, Jackson is with the Bronze Horse Garage Race Team, so they are teammates. So Rickard needs that number 5, his teammate, to get up to his bumper, help him out a little bit if he wants to run down Ogle. So looking at the board here, Ogle into the race lead, followed by Rickard, Jackson, Bowling, Lawson, Robinson down to 6th there. Pitting a couple laps early. Looks like it gave Ogle a couple seconds. So they're a bit spaced out here. Ogle's definitely, he's going to be the favorite to win this race for sure. Because now, if Rickard was back there with a pack, I would say he'd be able to run him down. But as it's looking now, it's going to be tough. But let's take a look here. Rickard's last lap around 39.89, Ogle 40.07. So a couple tenths of a second. So I don't know. Ogle or Rickard is slowly reeling him in. He's got time to do it. All right, and as our pit stops are concluded here, we're going to take one more short break. We're going to kick back, relax. You can watch the action live as Rickard trying to run down the 11 of Ogle. We'll be back shortly. Hutchinson Motorsports music coming up. We'll be back. As we return back from break, you see the man right here. Scott Rickard has ran him down. Somehow he's been about half a second a lap faster nearly than our race leader of Ogle. So Rickard looking like he's going to take over the race lead. That 05 is a rocket ship right now. And he's getting some help, folks, because Robinson is dropping back. He is back to 8th. So if Rickard can win this race, Robinson finishing 8th or worse, Rickard might be able to take over the points lead heading into the finale next week. I said coming in, Rickard's going to need some help to insert himself into the points race, and boys, did he get it. As Grimm junked it earlier on, he was your points leader. Had a decent lead on Rickard, but now that's all gone because Grimm is officially out for the evening. He's going to take home a 21st place finish. That's going to hurt his shot for next week. So it's looking like Rickard definitely going to be the favorite to win this race if it stays green. Ogle going to try to stay with him into the draft. Meanwhile, Robinson has dropped back to 10th, folks. He is just hemorrhaging spots. Not sure what's going on with that 30, but he is struggling, folks. And it looks like the GOAT Scott Rickard going to somehow take over the points rate. The points lead if this race continues the way it's going. He was in 3rd coming in, 13 points back. He might be heading into Chicagoland next weekend with the points lead. And it looks like the 46 of Grattan just going to blow by the 30. I tell you what, this 30 of Robinson is junk right now. So we head back out front. Tom Ogle still sticking there with the 05. Trying to mooch off the draft the best he can. But here we are, lap number 85. Just about 25 laps left to go here tonight. These two out front by about 1.8 seconds on Bowling, who's in 3rd. Bowling's starting to reel him in, though, folks. Last lap around the speedway, it looks like he gained a little bit of ground on him. Then Trey Jackson in 4th on his own. How about Alex Buffoli putting together one of his best races of the season? Running in 5th. Buffoli started all the way back in 20th, and I tell you what, he's been struggling this season. The Italian Alex Buffoli, straight off the boat from Italy. I'm not even sure if he knows English, folks. I don't think he does. I think he only speaks Italian. Incredible. Alex Buffoli, what a night. Then we got DJ Weeks, currently running 6th. Good night for DJ after starting in the back. Looked like junk in qualifying. Here he is, though. And Johnny Eckert, how about it, folks? He started out up front, then he went all the way back to last. Looked like junk. He was running with the Glen Allen native Mark Schrader for last, but he has worked himself up to 7th currently. We're trying to bring home a solid top 10 finish. Then we drop to the 8th position. Jeremy Thompson, a pretty solid day. Jason Grattan in the 9th. 10th's going to be Christian Lawson. And Robinson back to 11th. Robinson just trying to get to last, I think. I think that's his goal. He wants to get all the way back to last. Then we got Josh Grattan in 12th, followed by Hess, Hammond, and Schrader, your top 15. So we head back out front. Scott Rickard, the GOAT, still your race leader, but Tom Ogle hanging right there with him. But you got to remember, Rickard does have a couple lap fresher tires. So I'm not sure if that 11 of Ogle's going to be able to find a way around that 05. He might be able to hang with him with the draft. But getting around him, that's going to be tough. But, folks, you never know because there's still just 22 laps left to go here. But we're here for Thursday night racing. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. It's the Irish Hills 220, the Stars and Stripes Truck Series, folks. Just one race left after this one, the crown of champion. We're going to be back here next week, Chicagoland, for the season finale. We're going to have a championship for you. But as always, we appreciate you greatly for tuning in here to the Hutchinson Motorsports TV streaming service. Best in the business, if you haven't heard. But be sure, click like on the video, subscribe to the page, because there's nowhere else you can see Stars and Stripes Truck Series action. I mean, come on now. So take a moment, folks. I know you got time. I don't know what you're waiting for. See that little like button, that thumbs up looking thing? Click that right there on the video. Do that for me. All right, thank you. Now, be sure, you click the page, click my little logo of the page. Make sure you're subscribed to the page there. Get that done. And then you're good to go. You can watch all the Hutchinson Motorsports TV racing that you could ever imagine. Because we've got well over 100 races in our race library, the largest race library in the world. And folks, here comes Tom Ogle blowing by him on the high side out of nowhere. Where did that speed come from? The gambling addict, Tom Ogle, turns the afterburners on, taking back over the race lead. The 05 of Rickard. Let's see if he can find a way back around that 11. So meanwhile, we drop back. It's like Robinson running in the 10th position right now. Kyle Bolin down pit road. That's unfortunate. But bumper to bumper for the race lead. The 05 of Rickard, he would love to win this race. With less than 20 laps left to go. Who's going to win it? Is it going to be the gambling addict, Tom Ogle, in the number 11? Or is the GOAT in the 05, who is due for a win, Scott Rickard, going to get it done? Let's hop on board with the 05 of Scott Rickard as they are bumper to bumper down the front stretch in front of a sold-out crowd here in Michigan. As you can see there on the board, Jackson about 4 seconds behind these two, so it's a two-horse race for this win right now, unless we get a caution. Robinson slowly working his way back up to the field. He's up to 8, so he's gained a few spots, which are going to be important for him. Every single point going to be a big deal here tonight. If he could stay in around 8th or so, maybe gain a couple more spots, he could go in to Chicagoland with a race lead. Oh, Tom Ogle down pit road. So these guys are going to have to pit one more time. I thought they'd be good on fuel. But Ogle down pit road. It's going to be a gas-only stop, I'm sure. Now, remember, Scott Rickard did pit a couple laps later, but I assume he's still going to have to come down pit road. That stop took a while. Did Ogle take tires? He took 4 tires there. I don't know about that call. We're pretty late in this race. With just 15 laps left to go, Ogle got 4 tires. Let's see what Rickard does down pit road. I'd be shocked if he gets 4 as well. Maybe 2. Let's see, right side going up here. Let's see, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he gets the lefts. Nope, looking. Oh, yep, there it is. Yeah, 4 tires. That's kind of shocking. I would have thought this would be a gas and go scenario, or maybe two tires at most. But here comes Trey Jackson. So Alex Buffoli going to take over the race lead here, but he's going to need to pit as well. So the race off of pit road looks like Rickard is well ahead of Ogle. So a much better stock there by Rickard. Let's see what these other guys elect to do. Trey Jackson down pit road. Let's see what he gets. Right side going up here. Left side up. So 4 tires for everybody. So maybe I'm just wrong. Fresh tires are important enough here to get with 15 laps left to go. So Buffoli still out front here as your race leader currently. DJ Weeks in second, followed by Eckert, Lawson, and Robinson. These guys, again, though, they're all going to have to pit. Rickard had a great pit stop. He's got to be the favorite to take this thing home. But we're going to see if any of these guys elect to change the strategy up, maybe get fuel only or right side tires, maybe to spice things up. We're going to find out here shortly. Here comes Greg Hammond down pit road. That number 66 is hooked up tonight. He is bad fast. So Buffoli and Weeks still out front here. Let's see when they elect to come down pit road. Fastest lap of the session just turned by Tom Ogle in the number 11 machine. 39.46, folks. He's about 2/10 faster than Scott Rickard right now. Does he have time to run him down? Right now, Ogle is... Well, he's not far behind him. I think he's got a shot. Let's hop on board. Right there in front of him, that red and black truck it's Scott Rickard, who I think essentially is going to turn into your race leader once these pit stops happen. So I believe this should be the battle for last. I'm sorry, the battle for the win. Not last, sorry. But it looks like the 44 trying to help out with the draft a little bit as we head into lap number 98 out of 110. Alex Buffoli still out front, your race leader. A big gap between him and the second place truck of DJ Weeks. Now at this point, these guys are out there. There's going to be about 10 laps left when they pit. They're going to have to do a fuel only stop, I feel like. Unless some way these guys saved enough fuel to stay out there, which I'm just not sure that's even possible. But we're going to find out here. So nobody coming down pit road for now. Let's see what else is going on through the field. Robinson currently up to 5th. This is really the only battles going on right now onto the speedway. Grattan side by side with Hess. This is a battle for 8th. But as we check our chat out, all kinds of fans pulling for the Kreitz, Zach Kreitz, the Grattans, Tom Ogle fans in here, all kinds of great fans. They're 3 wide. Down the front stretch with just 10 laps left to go. I assume these guys are going to have to pit. And I would be shocked if Ogle and Rickard, sorry, I had a brain fart there. Ogle and Rickard were the only 2 that needed to come down pit road out of the leaders. So Buffoli's still out front. Let's see if he elects to come down. Nope, he's going to stay out there, it's looking like. Boy, this would be a tough break for Rickard if somehow these guys can stay out. And Rickard, Bowling also came down pit road, so he pit as well. So these guys bumper to bumper. Look at that, pushing one another. Ogle is pushing the pusher here at Michigan. This could turn out to be the battle for the win if the front 10 have to pit, which again I would assume they have to, but you never know. I'm not out on the track. Onto the front stretch though, the 44 of Bowling somehow holding on to the spot, staying out front in front of the 05. Rickard looking to the inside. Ogle's going to go with him as well. So they leave the 44 high and dry here. Let's see if they can find their way around him. Andrew Hess down pit road. So there's one of that group coming down. So again, I would assume the rest of it has to come. Eight laps left to go. Alex Buffoli still out front. He has a big gap, a 7-second lead. Folks, it would be incredible if Buffoli could steal the win here somehow. So DJ Weeks currently in the second position, trying to hold off the 90 of Eckert. These guys are bunched together here with about 7 laps left to go this time around. Folks, Josh Robinson working himself all the way up to second. Slide job. They're 3 wide. Robinson passing a handful of cars there. That is big news for him. in the points battle. He is essentially, or he is your points leader at the time. So meanwhile, Rickard's still holding on. He's back in 11th for now. And Ogle side by side, they're duking it out here. Ogle trying to get by him. He wants to help his teammate Josh Robinson out the most he can. So if he can pass the 05 of Rickard, that would cost him a point. So with 6 laps left to go, these guys still out there. Can they somehow make it on fuel? Are they able to save enough? Tell you what, if they have to save, you definitely don't want to be out front. You want to be mooching a draft off of somebody. But again, I mean, I just don't see how they could have that much more fuel mileage than our 2 leaders did. Well, Foley's still staying out there. Just 5 laps left to go. Does he have enough in the tank? He's been running by himself for an awful long time. Let's pull up the pit strategy board and take a look. We know these guys could go about 38 laps. It's going to be close. I just don't think he can make it 40. He's been running on his own basically this whole run. So we're going to leave the pit strategy board up here. Keep our eyes out. And Buffoli, he went in a lap earlier than the next, five trucks did. So that's definitely going to be important. He's going to try to mooch a draft off this lap car here. Best he can. But Steen looks like he's got a parachute behind him. That number 19 is junk. Look how slow he is. Get on the gas. I guarantee Buffoli was hoping to mooch some draft off, but Sainz was thinking otherwise. Still has a parachute. There's an invisible parachute behind that 19 truck. This thing is junk. Let's take a look at this number 19. Why is it so slow? Look at this thing. Unbelievable. He's got a crate motor. That's definitely a crate motor. 100%. And your race leader, he knows he's not making it. He comes down pit road. So Robinson out front. I just don't think these guys can make it here. It's heading in. That's 36 laps. Still 3 to go. I don't know. I guess it's possible they could have saved the lap. It's going to be tight, though. So Buffoli down pit road. That's going to move Ogle and Rickard up to 6th and 7th. So Ogle did find his way around the 05. So if these guys do have to pit or run out, then Ogle could win this race. Robinson running a high-risk move, though. If he does run out of fuel, it could cost him his season. Because he is currently your points leader. But there's just a couple laps left to go this time around. Does Robinson have enough in the tank? The Canton, Ohioan with just 2 laps left. It's a fuel mileage race. Can Robinson get the job done? Needs to be easy on the gas pedal. I don't know. I'm thinking they might be able to make it because they were in a group together a large portion of this run. So coming to the white flag this time around, Robinson out front. He could have just stole one here in Michigan. I wondered why he was so slow earlier on, and he was saving fuel the whole time. Side by side for the race win, folks. Grattan on the outside. Can they both make it around the track one more time? White flag is in the air. Side by side battle for the win. It's your points leader, Robinson, on the inside. Grattan on the outside, down the back stretch. They are side drafting one another, heading into turns 3 and 4. Who's going to bring it home? Looks like they got the fuel. It's going to be a drag race. Heading into turn 3, side by side. Robinson out of 4. He's got a little bit of gap. Going to cover up. Slide job. He takes over the spot. To the inside. He hooks him into the grass. Crossing the line. Checkered flag. Robinson wins it sideways. Unbelievable finish. Robinson steals a Joey Logano fuel mileage win. Out of nowhere, folks. What a finish. Let's rewind that. before we get our race winner up in here and talk with him. Look at this move. So he throws a slide job right here. Let's stop it. Let's go up to the Hutchinson Motorsports chopper cam. All right, and then we'll continue it. So then the 46 goes down. Nowhere for him to go. 46 all the way down to the apron. He hooks him, almost able to win it. Robinson comes up the track, crosses the line, blows his motor, so no burnout for Robinson. The Canton, Ohio win, but a big win. How about it? That is huge for his points championship hopes. So, folks, that's going to give Scott Rickard a 7th place finish. So Robinson going to gain a good amount of points. He's basically got it locked up next week if he doesn't wreck. But you never know. We saw what Grimm did this week. Robinson could do it as well. So let's get him up in here. Let's do a quick little interview. Hang on here. Having some trouble. Here we go. Josh, Blake in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Blake.
Hey, you were able to steal a fuel mileage win there. It worked out for you. How much fuel did you have left when you crossed the line?
I had probably about 0.7 cross the line, so I was in good shape. I was able to run wide open the last 2 laps.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's kind of surprising how big of a difference your group had on fuel as opposed to Ogle and Rickard out front.
Yeah, they were pretty much not going to make it. Tom's never good on saving fuel there, so we were chatting on our team radio, and I was like, you better just pit. Don't even try it.
I guess he's got a lead foot then, huh?
Yeah, and you really couldn't lead a pack. I guess I'll thank Christian. I was definitely using him as a drafting partner that entirety of that last run.
Yeah, it definitely worked out. With Dylan Reckon there, you're going to go into the finale next week with quite a solid points margin on Scott Rickard.
Lost 3 bonus points there at the end. Jason was going for the win, and we just got together there, and but Scott will still be a little bit close there. I think he got 7th, but that's anybody's game still.
Yep. Hey, but best of luck to you. One more race. Maybe you can bring home this championship next week. Before you head out, you got any shout-outs?
Oh, just thanks for all you guys for keeping the league going with Nate, Brian, and Derek. Thanks to my teammates that were Brian and Tom and Andrew tonight. Good to see the whole team out. And then just kind of good racing overall. This was probably fun to watch on the broadcast.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great race. But, hey, congratulations, Josh, bringing home a big win here tonight.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too. Josh Robinson stealing a win. But, folks, before we head out, let's do a little bonus interview with Tom Ogle. Tom, Blake, up in the booth. You got me?
Oh, me? Yeah.
Hey, so what happened there? It looks like you weren't able to save enough fuel and you had to come down pit road, and it cost you a handful of spots.
I knew that my goose was cooked, like, right at the start. I don't get good fuel mileage, and it was so close. Like, those guys were close, saving, and I don't have the patience or anything to do that. So I was kind of hoping for a caution or something, you know?
Yeah, well, hey, it almost worked out for you. At least you got yourself back up to 6th there, so not too bad of a finish.
Yeah, I should have... I wasn't sure of it. I should have pitted maybe 4 or 5 laps earlier, and then I could have made up more time and maybe got a top 3 or 4.
Yep. But, hey, great job out there tonight. I just thought we'd pull you up in here and see what your thoughts were.
No, that's, that first caution maybe needed to happen maybe 5 laps later, and then we'd had something to talk about.
Yeah. But, hey, congratulations on a solid finish here tonight. Yep, there's Tom Ogle in the 11, finishing 6th. Had to pit in extra time. It cost him. But, hey, Josh Robinson played it smart. It worked out for him. Stole a win here tonight, playing the fuel mileage game. He's going to head into next week with a solid points lead. So him and Scott Rick are going to be duking it out for a championship. Going to be interesting, folks. Be sure to tune in next week. We're going to be at Chicago Lamb Speedway for the Stars and Stripes Truck Series season finale. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Nego.